Hey contractors, I'm Brian Shankman, CEO of Lead Truffle. Today we're breaking down exactly how much Angi leads costs in 2026 and why the real price is way higher than what they tell you on the sales call. If you've been getting calls from Angi reps, you've probably heard them throw around lead prices that sound reasonable, $15 to $85 per lead. Maybe you're thinking that's not bad compared to other platforms, but here's what they don't emphasize. Those leads are shared. Angi sells the same lead to 3 to 8 contractors at the same time. So you're not paying for a customer. You're paying for a chance at a customer. Let me break down the actual costs and what real contractors are reporting. First, the annual membership fee. Most contractors pay about $300 per year just to access Angi leads. That sits on top of any lead charges. Second, per lead pricing. Angi doesn't publish a fixed price list. Based on 2025 and early 2026 data, most contractors report $15 to $85 per lead. High competition trades like roofing and remodeling regularly hit $100 plus per lead. Third, minimums and monthly spend. Many contractors report a minimum monthly budget or lead quota. One contractor on Reddit summarized the sales call like this, quote, "When they said minimum ad spend was $400 per month, I noped out so quick." End quote. Fourth, contracts and cancellation fees. This is the part that gets people. Angi typically uses 12-month contracts with auto renewal. If you want to cancel early, expect to pay 30 to 35% of the remaining contract value, and you need 60 days notice to cancel at the end of the term. Let me give you the typical lead cost by trade. Roofing runs $50 to $120 plus per lead. General remodeling runs $50 to $100 plus. HVAC runs $45 to $100. Plumbing runs $40 to $85. Electrical runs $35 to $80. Garage door runs $35 to $75. Landscaping runs $25 to $55. Pest control and locksmith run $25 to $50. Cleaning runs $15 to $35. Handyman and small jobs run $15 to $40. And if you're in a major metro area, add 20 to 25% on top of those numbers. Now here's where the math gets ugly. The shared lead model. Angi typically sells each lead to 3 to 8 contractors at the same time. Let me walk you through what that actually means. Say you're a roofer. A lead costs you $80. But that same lead gets sold to 5 contractors. Each contractor pays $80. Angi just made $400 from one homeowner inquiry. Meanwhile, you've got a 20% shot at the job before response time, and reviews even enter the equation. If you're closing 1 out of 5 shared leads, your real cost per booked job is 5 times your cost per lead. An $80 lead becomes a $400 customer acquisition cost. What about credits and refunds for bad leads? Angi typically offers credits, not refunds. Contractors report a small dispute limit per territory, long support calls to argue about bad leads, and credits applied to future leads instead of cash back. If your lead quality is inconsistent, your real customer acquisition cost climbs even faster. Now let me share what contractors are actually saying. I'm going to read some direct quotes from Reddit. Quote, "Angi leads is the biggest scam. Do not sign up with them." End quote. Quote, "They give you poor quality leads from people who thought they would get an instant quote." End quote. Quote, "They charged me so much. Each lead $180 to $200, so I canceled." End quote. Quote, "Pay per lead is a scam, or it will turn into one because it's so open to corruption." End quote. There are also contractors who report success, but they emphasize fast response times and tight follow-up. One contractor wrote, quote, "I have personally invested $2,500 and received around 112 leads." End quote. That works out to about $22 per lead, which is actually pretty good. But that's the exception, not the rule. So are there any success stories? Yes, but they share specific patterns. When Angi does work, it's usually because the contractor responds within minutes every single time. They keep tight service areas and strict lead filters. They treat Angi as 10 to 20% of their marketing mix, not their whole strategy. And they use a system to win shared leads quickly. Some contractors claim high ROI from a few big jobs, but most agree Angi is unpredictable at best. Here's what you need to understand about the lead economics in 2026. Private equity has been rolling up plumbing, HVAC, and electrical companies. These PE-backed firms have bigger budgets, more sophisticated systems, and faster response times. That means lead costs are no longer cheap testing. You have to know your numbers, factor lead cost into job cost, and make every lead count. If you decide to use Angi, do these 5 things. 1. Track true cost per booked job, not cost per lead. Those are very different numbers. 2. Set a hard budget cap and watch it weekly. 3. Turn leads off when you're booked up. 4. Respond instantly so you're the first call. 5. Use an autoresponder to win shared leads before your competitors. Here's the fundamental problem with Angi. You're competing against 3 to 8 other contractors for every single lead. The first one to respond usually wins. But you're on a job site. You can't drop everything to answer every call and message the second it comes in. This is exactly why I built Lead Truffle. We have an Angi integration that automatically responds to Angi leads within seconds. When a lead comes through, our AI texts or emails them immediately, asking qualifying questions about the job. By the time you check your phone, you've already made first contact and started gathering details. You're not losing leads to competitors who happen to be sitting at their desk when the notification came in. You're winning because you responded first, even when you were busy. It works the same way for your website leads, missed calls, Yelp, Thumbtack, Google LSA. Everything comes into one inbox. If you're spending money on Angi and losing leads to slow response time, this is the fix. I'll drop a link in the description to book a demo. Takes 15 minutes. But here's my honest advice. Angi can be a short-term band-aid, but it's not a durable pipeline. If you want reliable growth, you need owned lead sources that are exclusive to your business. That means a fast website that converts, SEO pages that rank in your city, missed call text back so you never lose a phone lead, and instant follow-up on every inbound lead. Shared leads from Angi should be 10 to 20% of your marketing mix at most. Build your own pipeline, and you stop paying 3 to 8 competitors for the privilege of maybe winning a job. All right, that's the 2026 Angi breakdown. Drop a comment if you've used Angi. I want to know what your cost per book job actually worked out to, not just the cost per lead. If this was helpful, hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.